Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is Deximus Orson, an NPC created by the financier of Death Needs Dialogue, Neil Johnstone. The following is Depths of Felthan, Season 2, Episode 1, The Waking of Ner'Ille, Part A.
Zach, what are you doing these days anyway? Is that an okay question to ask?
I am now working a job that does sales over the phone. And,
are you not doing the Apple stuff anymore?
no.
Oh.
But,
It's been a few Tuesdays since I've seen you.
yeah, no, I moved on to a different job because it gives me weekly pay and it's easier.
That's nice.
It's a lot easier.
You just do basically what Ashley used to do?
No.
Weekly pay, you don't realize how cool weekly pay is until you have weekly pay.
Yeah.
It's great.
Matt and I get paid in opposite weeks. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good, too.
Yep. As always, you just never have to, like, hold your breath. Like,
Yes. Like, the second Wednesday, you're like, 2 more days till I get paid. Now you're like, yeah, man, I got paid, spent all my money, I get paid again in 5 days, it's fine.
exactly,
Right?
exactly. Living off of fucking
deal.
crumbs, like,
Involuntary
Seems
fasting
expensive,
diet.
It is.
Yeah, right. Like, yes, I'll eat Mr. Noodles for the next 3 days.
It
fuck,
is time.
even Mr. Noodles are expensive.
Yeah,
They
aren't
used to
they?
be, they used to be like
Unbelievable.
15 cents a pack, now they're
Remember
30, 40.
40 or 50
47
cents.
47 cents.
47 cents, Zach.
That's like almost,
And you gotta get to the store to buy them. They don't just appear in your cupboard.
that's like
And
almost
everybody's
half a
buying it.
dollar's
Nobody
worth of
can afford to eat.
cents.
So
right.
finding them on the shelf is half the battle.
Did you hear in Kentville they're shutting down chicken operations? You're only allowed to have one chicken on your property.
Really?
So, like, for people living. How you gonna
It was
fucking... It's going down to one.
What the fuck?
They're thinking
I
about
have
dropping
a
down to
confession
one.
make. I wish they'd do that in Waterville.
You wanna know why?
Because my neighbor's dropping a chicken.
Because they did a study that pretty much if like 50% of people had 3 chickens each, it would kill the egg market.
That's right, and that's
And
the
they're
only
scared
reason.
of it,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
My,
I can't wait till they have that
10
meat.
chickens, and he literally gives away eggs by the flat.
my
Yep,
neighbor
exactly.
could
It's great.
single-handedly
Mhm.
take
So
on
I
the
gotta go to
chicken
Avondale
industry.
again, but that's a good drive.
Hey, it's worth the gas money. What a thing of 18 eggs in the store is $7.59 now.
Next game, will you bring
Fucking
me some?
ridiculous.
Oh, but I give it some flat. And I was
And
like,
a pony. Did I tell you I found a
I
pony?
can show you a picture of a pony.
On the side of the road, I found a pony.
I heard that. Yeah, you
Why
found a
did I
pony.
find a pony?
Okay.
Alan and I drove.
Did it work as well with the sheep?
oh, you're not using the screen?
Yeah.
It's kind of just in the way. It's like sitting here. It's like
It's gonna
way up
bug
here.
me. Find him for me.
This table's more for privacy.
Don't look
of
at
your
my
hand.
pictures. We graduated the same year.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, because
You don't remember Alan?
I do not.
Well, because I said to Alan, I said we're playing. Because he said, "Where are you playing D&D this weekend?" I said, "There's a new guy." Because this is for I haven't met him before. And he was like, well, "Who's the new guy?" And I was like, "Oh." So I went in the group chat, and found him, I looked at his profile, and told Alan. And he's like, "Oh, I know him. I went to school
Yeah.
with him.
He's
a
the
good
3
dude.
of us went to
He's a
school.
good dude." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then he's like, "I mean, we weren't friends or anything, but like I remember him." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
There might be multiple pictures of me and
Oh,
him.
good.
Please don't look at them.
Oh, good.
Chess club, mathlete.
No, not that. Not Heidi.
Where's-
Yes, thank you.
She's in Norwegian Fjord.
All the
When are
energy.
you gonna bring her to work?
That would take a while because I'd have to ride her to work, and that's 36 kilometers.
Is that your house?
36
Your horse? Good.
kilometers.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, she's.
I'm not a huge fan of horses personally. They all hate me. I don't know
No
why.
picture. No picture.
I didn't do my hair.
What
It's
is-
pajama day.
Exactly.
You're not
I'm not gonna say that. It's pajama day.
supposed to do your hair for pajama day.
We could like stand up and pose for a cool picture.
What year did you graduate?
I like to get the table
You
and all of our
guys
stupid things.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Spare
Yeah, so
dice.
you just need to go to the graduating class section.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I looked at your book. I'm old. There we go.
Okay. Ready, George?
Are you supposed to smile?
I don't care what you.
I am.
I'm gonna look shocked.
Shocked is good.
Shocked and appalled.
Season 2, baby.
Oh my god. Like I'm actually.
That's why I went 2.
There we go.
Yeah. Becca and I were
Where
drinking
you
buddies.
love all the English people.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that's that, not this.
No,
What?
that's
English
the
people.
truth.
This is the middle finger to English people.
It is.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Good to know.
because it's actually
Everybody acknowledges this is the same thing though, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's the
Okay.
same.
this is just universal. You need extra dice.
Did you find me yet?
Nope.
Just keep going.
You're way down there though.
Every roll has to be this exact result.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just 16
We
to
also had
16.
a
all across the
huge
board.
graduating class.
Well, people in
There
here.
was like 127 of us.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It took forever at that
Oh
graduation.
my gosh, it was like 4.5 hours.
Hey, at least yours was near the end. I was at the very beginning.
I don't even think
I
I
was
went
like
to my
sort of-
graduation.
I didn't want to go. My parents made me go.
My mother was really pissed at me, but I just stayed home. I was like, I don't want to go to my
And
graduation.
my sister was in the band, so she played music for us. So we were all there, so we all had to go. It was the whole thing.
My mother fucking shoehorned me into going to prom though, with no.
With no date?
Yeah, with no
oh,
date.
you poor man.
So,
I didn't have a date either, but I actually.
You're
I got
gonna
struck.
regret it.
I swindled her to give me a fucking water bottle full of vodka, and so I was smashed the whole time at prom.
My prom date
So,
There's Heidi.
ditched me during prom.
fuck.
Found another woman and then another man.
I find it was easier not to have a date because then I like no obligations.
Can I
Just show up
see?
and have a
I haven't looked at that in years.
You're friends with Rebecca.
I was always fighting
Yeah.
for a date.
Becca and I were friends
It happened
for
once.
like
Years.
years.
Have you talked to her lately?
I talk to her every once in a while.
I haven't seen her in forever. I saw her randomly in Foodland with her kids once, and I was like, "Oh, hi." And she's like, "Hey."
Baby's adorable.
I worked with her. She worked at Walmart.
She's a sweet woman.
Yeah, I went to school with her sister.
I think Jessica was a bad influence on her.
Trina or Jess? So Jess used to work in my office.
Oh, really?
She used to be the assistant to the director. Now she's not there.
Is he not in there at all? Because you're like right at the end.
No, he's not. I don't even know. I'm gonna guess that he didn't go. He didn't go.
He would have had to have gotten his picture taken at least, or at least have a name in there somewhere.
not
What's his last name?
Can I look at that after?
Did he
Because I
not
need some
graduate?
nostalgia.
Maybe he didn't. I'm gonna have to ask him now. Maybe he
Sure he
didn't.
did. We all went to school though.
I'm gonna check 11th grade. Maybe he's a year below you.
I changed
How old is he?
a lot of Erlon's personality traits.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 28.
Yeah.
Well, they
I'm
are
maybe
meant to
we'll
change.
see.
They're meant to
He's
be a
probably
fluid
younger
thing,
than
you know?
me.
Things happen in your
Yeah, I was
life,
flunk high
maybe
school
you're
and you
going to
don't
be a
know
little
about
more of a killer.
Yeah. He's learning to have his more vicious side.
Exactly.
Okay.
And do I got something for you today, brother? I came up with it last night. Oh,
God.
fuck.
But now
You're
I'm
gonna.
seeing people
I'm
like
sorry
that.
if
It's
it's
like,
a
Isn't that
trigger
fun?
warning, but
Murder.
I haven't seen. I have my yearbook.
It's the
still, but
original?
I'm not sure where. Oh my gosh, Kyle! Can I sign your yearbook?
right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you already did.
I don't remember. I don't remember much of high school, honestly.
I remember that one time you crashed your knee into something in the gym, and I had to go help you fix it with
I don't
wind.
remember
Okay.
You don't remember
I like
that?
No, I was a clumsy kid though, so.
It's true.
I don't see him at all. Maybe he didn't graduate. Maybe he lied to me.
Really?
No, missing.
I
Alan
like
Meyer, he was
that.
great.
I like
Okay.
that. I like that. That's
Which,
good.
which one?
Unstable.
Do you have a new character?
No.
Tina
Oh.
Prince.
He's just evolving
Pipes? Yeah.
as a
Jenna
PC.
Hart.
Very nice, sir.
Yes.
So, Heidi brought up this thing a while back, and I feel like we should start season 2 with that.
What did I say?
Oh, what have you done?
Was
I
it
don't know.
apples and onions? Peaches and onions?
Peaches and onions.
Yeah. So, peaches and onions. First of all, welcome everybody to season 2, episode 1, the premiere of Depths of Felthan, season 2.
Sorry, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Son of a bitch.
At least it's not me this time.
Off to a great start already.
So let's we'll start on this side with peaches and onions. Peaches, you tell us something good that's happened since the last episode of Depths of Felthan, and something poor.
Oh, well, definite good peach for me is the fact that I get to play D&D again. That's a big peach for me. It's been a while and I've been craving to. An onion for me is that this is green apple and I don't like green apple. This energy drink is green apple and I'm not a fan of green apple. That's an onion for me. I'm kind of just living in the moment.
First world problems, eh?
First world problems. Very much first world problem. I will take the white privilege all the way.
Look at that, I'm skinny.
That could be worse. You could have free
Oh, God.
right? So go.
I'm just glad to have other people in my house again and enjoying a good game with friends and new friends. So that's the biggest peach for me.
Good.
James and the giant peach. And then the onion. Oh, jeez. I don't know. Things are going pretty well right now. I don't really think I have any onions.
That's good.
Yeah.
No onions is good.
No onion. Yeah, I mean, it means my food's a little less flavorful, but
Oh yeah, onion
Well,
food.
Nani
Or
will handle that. Don't worry.
There you go.
the food at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like the fucking drive-through. I'm pretty sure an onion today. We were at the drive-through. It got fixed, but like we were at the drive-through at the Coldbrook McDonald's, and they handed us our food. We checked it, and it was just like
they got it wrong 4 times.
That's an onion. That's an onion. That's
like
impressive.
4
It
times.
was funny. It was so funny. I felt so bad for the guy working because he's like, oh god, because he had no idea what was going on because the person who made the order just messed up the order completely. Randomly gave us 2 hash browns for no reason.
Score.
Take them.
Peach.
Run with them. Hash browns. Yeah, that's a peach. Or short. Hash browns? I'll be like, I don't care what I ordered. This is what I'm eating. Last time I was like, McDonald's, they gave me an extra Big Mac. I was like, fuck, okay.
Oh yeah.
George,
I got nothing.
you got
Peaches.
nothing.
I'm just consistent.
Peach, you still got a job. Onion, you still got a job.
There you go.
Onion, I still work at Apple Valley.
There you go. Sheena?
Peaches and onions. Well, peaches, since the last time that we played Dungeons and Dragons, I got engaged.
There you go. Excellent. Very nice. Very
Not
nice.
that we thought-
Congratulations
not that we thought he
for
was
the
going
people I don't
anywhere
know
anyway.
very well.
Onions. I don't know.
Oh my god, are we
I mean,
all
I-
happy?
I also want
That is
I'm
weird.
medicated now, so like the onions, I don't taste the onions
Welcome.
anymore. It's just like whatever.
Well, see, that's good then. If there's no onions, then hey, that's good. Good.
It's good. No, things are good. I'll come up with an onion at some point.
So we just blurted out
Throw an
onion.
onion in the middle of the
Yeah,
game.
there you go.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Finding this yearbook is a peach for me
Oh
today.
yeah.
Also, we're moving in 2 weeks.
Woo woo.
Oh, yeah, there
Very
you go.
exciting.
Very nice.
And my onion is that I have 2 weeks left in my current home. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's good. 2
Bittersweet.
more weeks. That's it.
Right side,
No, I
you
can't
know,
wait to
You don't want to be there, and you're
I know,
done.
that's why we're
It's
going.
like it's like 2 peaches, kind of ish. It's like bittersweet.
Just Spanish
Like a
onion.
slightly
Or a red
sweet,
onion.
a
It's a
sweet
red onion, there you
onion
go.
and a slightly unripe peach.
Sweet onion. That's what I meant to say. A sweet
Shallot.
onion.
It's one
Ah, fantastic. Yeah.
It's like
There you
Vidalia
go.
onion. You can eat it like an apple.
I've seen people do that.
But you,
I'm
Kale?
Like, you're goddamn psycho.
Peaches and onions.
Well, onions. My eyesight's gone.
Oh,
I'm wearing glasses now. I smacked my fucking head off of a dresser trying to lift it up the stairs and got a black eye.
Oh god.
That was fun.
and
But
you
still
broke your
acceptable
eyeballs?
things. Sorry? No, I had this big, like,
Oh,
a
Oh, I
UFC.
thought this two things were related. I'm like, you smashed your head and now you're blind? This is like,
No,
what?
the
need to go to
blindness
the
came
hospital.
first.
Why are you here?
How are you here?
Sorry.
So
force.
that was that. But Peaches, this past yesterday or something, me and my wife went and got Valentine's Day portraits done. The first time we've been photographed together by somebody in 10 years,
Wow.
which was amazing. It was really cool. And tonight after D&D, we're going to learn how to do some Latin dancing.
Ah,
So, and it's like they're going to have us teach us how to do it, and then it goes into like a Valentine's Day dance. So we get to practice
If
real
you need
time.
prescriptions or anything, by the way, my mother owns an eyeglass store, so she can get you a deal too.
I'm
Really?
going to probably do
I'm
that.
currently
Yeah.
meeting
okay.
with-
Talk to her about
Fantastic.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I need new phrase.
these
you
are
go.
a room full of bespectacled people, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
deals!
That's right.
Peach! This is a peach!
Yeah, that's right.
It's 13 years.
Big peach.
Oh, excellent. Good. I'm
I've
glad.
worn these for 13 years, and there's no rubber left.
Oh jeez, yeah. I've talked to my mom about it. She'll see what she can do. I can't guarantee like great deals, but that's up to her,
Better
obviously.
than no
but
deal at all.
Where?
So if we can, hey, like
It's
a
in
group rate,
Windsor,
maybe.
that's the only
We're
downside.
Yeah,
breaking.
we-
If all the D&D players buy their glasses
What?
together,
No,
it's a big
she
deal.
opened up her own place called the Frame Station.
Okay.
this is-
So if I had like a prescription, I could just go there.
Go right there, and she'll set you up.
Fantastic. Great. Okay. Good. Good to know.
And I was gonna
Shameless
say,
plug. Put that right into the actual episode.
That's right. Yeah. See,
So that this is
this show
Kyle-
not brought to
Kyle-
you
Kyle's
by.
mom.
Kyle's mom.
Kyle's mom is not a bitch.
She will be if you steal her.
Go get your glasses at what did you say it was called?
The Frame Station.
The
All
Frame
right,
Station.
There you go.
Shameless plug. Let's do it.
Well, I am glad everybody's good. I'm glad everybody's on the upturn. We had a bit of a shitty ending to last year with everything. There was a bunch of things going with everybody, but I'm glad things have turned up. 2023 is going to be a much better year than 22 was.
Ooh, I really hope so.
oh yeah.
So, to cut into the game. We ended season 1, episode 22, I think, in a dark place. But there was some light at the end of that tunnel. And...
Sorry.
Oh, you did miss that part.
She did. She wasn't there.
That's right. Don't worry.
I mean, technically, Nani missed this part too because she was somewhere else.
That's right.
Yeah, Gayla's
Roll.
there.
Just
but
wait for it and you'll be brought into the fold. So, we're going to start in another dark place. We're going to start with the point of view of something hovering in the air. You can see different panels of vision. You could see a door and a house and darkness surrounding this door and this house, but it's in different panels here and here and here, all over the place, almost like you have the sight of some sort of insect, and it's moving quickly. The door swings open and a burst of heat and light come out of this door, and the fly squeaks in through the crack, and you can see a kitchen. On the left side of the kitchen, you can see a skeleton dressed in a chef's toque, mixing something in a big pot, this creamy looking white liquid. Slightly to the right, another skeleton without a hat on, but you can see that skeleton is carving up some large beast that's just sitting there. The blood is dripping out, as you can see. The kitchen seems to be spotless, absolutely clean, perfectly clean. As the fly goes and lands on something, let's say there's an opening in the kitchen where you guys can see now that you guys can see all sorts of creatures sitting, standing, talking, enjoying themselves. The fly seems to come down and set on that ledge. And then the view zooms out, and you can see immediately to the right, in front of a large stove, these large burning flames underneath a very large frying pan, held by a very fleshy Nani. She seems to be scrambling some eggs. In front of her, past this window, walks a creature in a robe, a hooded robe of black, and you can't see the face. It's so dark on the inside of this robe, but you can see these piercing red eyes. They grab a plate and they walk over to a table, and they put it on the table where a group of skeletons sit, and they begin to eat. The skeleton puts the piece of jerky in its mouth and chews on it, and then it falls out of its jaw onto its ribs and down onto the floor. You can see other creatures. You can see, is it a zombie perhaps? One of its arms is missing, one of its eyes is missing, but it's pushing a broom with one arm, just pushing. And you can see this food gathering up, and all different kinds of undead creatures. Off in the corner you can see this pale creature, pale skin, almost decaying, but in some sort of static life. The point of view changes from somebody inside that room eating this food, and they look into the kitchen area, and you can see Nani's face now. Fleshy, pink, clean, wrinkled, big Coke bottle glasses, and a big smile on her face. She looks over at the skeletons, says something, the skeleton gets to work, and then we switch. We go somewhere else. It fades away, and the view opens up to these rocky outcroppings off into the distance. You can see the thunderous clouds above, swirling, darks and grays and purples, all there. And down in the foreground, you can see maybe 50 or 60 people, cat-like people, tabaxi, all huddled around, watching this storm. You can hear the thunder boom in the distance, thunder booming again. And then all of a sudden, a lightning bolt of green and blue hits the ground, strikes the ground. Bang! 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 3 times in a row, the ground begins to shake. The ground begins to rumble, and then there's this earthquake that begins. It starts to rumble slowly, and then get worse. One of the tabaxi, in these long robes, old, you can see the color fading from his fur. Calling out, he puts his hands up and he says, "Everybody, get into the tunnels! It's not safe!" And all of these people rush into the tunnels, and they rush into them. Only a few are left, picking up children, gathering needful things and running. And then the earth erupts
into a storm, a maelstrom of rock and dust as those caverns get covered in by a landslide as the earth begins to rock and shift. It switches again to the seemingly the same landscape, except it's looking down from a peak, and you can see this large hole in the ground. Not necessarily a hole, more like a pit that goes down into a middle point, and it has a circumference of almost a few kilometers, easy, as this tabaxi dressed in black robes and lace over her face. You can see that this tabaxi has been crying. In her hands, she holds a scroll and a short sword. And she walks over to what looks to be a ledge naturally formed out of this rock and stone, and she puts the short sword and the scroll atop of it. She walks away and she looks out the window one more time at the large hole that's now in the ground. And she turns and she walks out of this cavern. Vega and Rose.
Oh, don't you touch my rose.
You guys are put inside of cages. The same cages you guys are familiar with. You're looking across at each other as the earth begins to shake and begins to move. Vega, you wake up from a slumber that you don't often get, but you look and you can feel this ground shake. Rose, you can see Vega across the way. He's gaunt. He's scarred. You can see open wounds just bleeding. And then the earth shakes again. There's a goblin that kind of runs by as an eruption of dirt and rock explode right underneath him. A big crack in the ground begins to crack. It goes up the wall. Vega, your cage, the cage door that's holding you, splits off. Clang, 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 and hits the ground. These iron bars, very poorly made, kind of fall out. There's a few large pipes there on the ground. The goblin in front of you stumbles to the ground on his knee. What do you do?
As best I can, I'm going to grab one of those and smack him with it.
Roll an attack.
Oh, God.
With advantage because he's prone.
The first
Oh,
roll
goody.
of season.
For a character I thought was dead.
Smack him good.
I wish it was dead.
11.
11. This goblin's not wearing any armor. He's the jailer. You crack him on the side of the head, and he falls. He stumbles a little bit, and this crack that has opened up is about 2.5 feet wide, and he begins to fall. And he begins to fall. You can hear him. Boom, boom. Then the earth shakes again. The rest of the doors begin to come loose. Rose, the cage that is holding you, also comes loose and falls to the ground. You guys can see a wooden door at the end of the hallway.
I'm running for the door.
You guys run for the door. It's easy enough to avoid the crack in the ground, as you can just jump over. It's only about 2.5 feet, and it kind of goes up into the ceiling after that. But you guys make it to the door. Do you join her, Vega?
I want to get the fuck out of here.
All right, you guys open the door. And as the door opens, you can see goblins scattering everywhere, grabbing things and running outside of the cave. You can see that rather large bugbear that you guys had dealings with before, sitting on his throne, barking out orders. You can see in the distance that there are wagons, 3 or 4 wagons getting loaded up. There's been talk about you guys heading to the sea to get on a ship, to go somewhere, and you guys being tribute to some goblin lord. But another shake in the earth happens, and cracks come in from where the wagons are. They shoot towards you guys, just fissuring the ground in several different places. One of the wagons falls in. The bugbear sees you guys open the door. He picks up his sword and begins to run over, but as he does, just as he steps off of his throne, the crack opens up and the entire throne and the bugbear fall into the depths of this darkness. You guys see the opening. You've been here before. You know where the opening is. There's light from one of the caves down the distance.
Does that bugbear still have my
Your
instrument?
Your instrument?
My thingy? What?
Unfortunately, your instrument has been destroyed some time ago, as you were unable to maintain repairing on it, and the bugbear
I
got
made him real mad the last time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did.
and he destroyed it in front of you.
Forgot about that. Well, I'm just gonna run for it. I'm going for the exit.
As you guys run for the exit, the earth is still shaking. It's hard to stand up. It's hard to run, and the fissures keep going, and they keep growing, and eventually you get almost to the mouth of the cave, but a fissure opens up, and you both fall into the dark.
Shit.
Son of a.
And then we move somewhere else. You can see as the vision comes back into view, and you can see this large orb just hovering in the middle of this massive cavern. And in front of it you can see his hands outstretched from his black robes, and these robes seem to just drift everywhere along the floor like some sort of flowing water, and it's just reaching from one end of the cavern to the other. You can't not walk on this cloak as you approach this man. You can see the pale skin, the gray hair, almost going bald now, looking much older than the last time you guys seen him. And he's holding his hands out, and you guys can see these lines of white come out of the orb, enter his hands, and then shoot off back out into the darkness.
Keldrin?
Keldrin, exactly. Dice of inspiration.
Yeah.
Beside him, you can see a girl, perhaps the age of 6, maybe 8. And you could see her watching, holding her hands out, and every so often a stream of this white energy would come off the orb and hit her hands, and she would react almost in pain, but perhaps just surprise, and she would hold it and move it around, and then she would release it and it would shoot off into the darkness again. And you hear Keldrin begin to speak, and he says, "You see, Amnavar, you take the energy that has been deposited and form it again. Each creature disseminates what they are, and we reform them to the next, to the next life that they will be. Don't be afraid. Embrace it. Embrace it." And she looks, and another one comes out, and she catches it and moves it around, and it shoots off into the distance again. And then for a moment, she seems to be stunned for a moment, off, and like she's experiencing something. Keldrin looks at her, touches her on the shoulder, and shakes her awake. She looks around, startled. She looks like there's some pain on her face. And he says, "Perhaps today's lessons are over for the day. Go and see your mother."
Not babies aren't babies anymore.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, we...
You look so proud. I look so proud. They're like, oh.
Although it's been 6 years.
Oh, popcorn, you got it. Alright.
Then we fade out from there. And now the sun is coming up over these peaks. Nimble, you have heard what has happened through word of mouth, through word of travelers, that there was an earthquake in the shears. Aftershocks and long distance shaking has been felt all through the northern shears. And this is where your tribe generally lives and meanders around. As you make your way, easy enough to find, where your tribe was last. But now that you're here, you can see that there is nothing. You can see that you can see that there's been landslides and earthquakes. There's pits in the ground, and once you get on top of this ridge, you can see this massive massive hole dipping down into the ground. All the rocks seem to be pulverized into dust. And with your keen eyes, roll perception, please.
Rolling perception. I don't have any modifiers yet. So.
Add 6.
Add 6? Okay, so 15.
15. Okay, you can see down in the middle of this pit, you can see these creatures with 4 arms and antennae, with these carapaces and different parts of, what are the bodies called again?
Thorax.
Thoraxes and abdomens, large. They seem to be carrying things out of this hole, walking out, and they seem to be in this line. They'd come out, do their job, and then swing back in and do it. Not a creature that you've ever seen before in your whole life. You eventually make way to the look-off that is often used for scouts to keep an eye out for incoming raids of orcs and other large creatures. And you walk in there. Immediately you see a short sword and a scroll on the ledge. What do you do?
I'm just gonna go pick up the scroll.
You pick up the scroll.
Pick up the scroll, see if there's anything. Can I inspect it at all? And like, can I use them?
It's tied with a small thong of leather.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to
Doesn't
explode
appear-
when you touch it.
Doesn't appear magical in any sense for insight. Or,
No, it seems tattered. It seems worn. It doesn't seem brand new and ageless.
Didn't think so. My tribe isn't all about magic anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and start a reading.
Okay, and it says simply and easily that the tribe is no more. It explains what happened, that there was a landslide, that there was an earthquake, and that there's only few of them left, a handful, 6. And it says, do not follow. It says, do not follow. It says it twice.
Do not follow. They must not know me very well.
And the short sword is one carved from a wooden handle and a very sharp blade. And it's familiar to you, the carvings on the inside are the carvings of your tribe. As you look out over where the hole is, we fade away again. And we fade into another underground place. As you guys can see, Tanith, flanked by Lex and Erelon, as you guys are running into a line of soldier ants, and you guys are vicious, cutting off heads, breaking thoraxes, stomping on creatures, putting them into the ground. Tanith, you are the epitome of the Oros soldier. The soldiers, they follow you, they believe you. Behind even you guys, there are ranks of soldiers on soldiers coming in to back you guys up.
Quite the imposing sight.
Beside you is Lex, her axe swinging, its double-bladed axe swinging, and every time she hits, the axe glows, and the creatures, instantly explode when she hits them. Erelon, you guys can see Erelon fighting hand-to-hand combat, but it's not like he was fighting before. Over the past few months, he's become more violent, and especially in the thick of battle. Tanith, you think it's quite remarkable to see where he's come from, to see how much he can produce and how much damage and how much he can kill. But at the same token, you know that's not like he was. He's changed. You can see him, blood on his hands, blood on his face, not even phasing him whatsoever.
Good. Training has helped. You can break rocks, you can break ants.
Over the few months of you guys pushing forward the war effort against these soldier ants, against the Morath is what they're called, you guys are saving people, dwarves, humans, elves that have been captured and put into slavery. You can see them every now and then you find them, they're just standing there, their eyes white and blank, as if under some kind of mind control. But when you come in and you kill that particular ant with the crown on its head, it clears up, and they begin to react normally. And you take them back to the Underforge, where the home base is. Lex, when you bring these people back, you can see them commiserate with all the rest of the people that are there, all the rest of the dwarves, and you can see fathers meeting daughters, daughters meeting families, crying joyful tears at the same time, but also you can see people hopeful, with hopeful sad tears, with not finding who they wanted, hoping that somebody would bring them back, but they're just not coming back time after time after time. Erelon,
Yes.
when you come back from one of those outings to push the war effort, you try to meditate, but meditation has been difficult for you lately because you're not quite sure, but it's just been hard. You're dealing with things internally and trying to understand what's happening to you. But this particular time, you do reach a meditative state. You open your eyes within your meditative state and you're in a field of green. A large field of green. And the wind is blowing. It's the same green you were in last time, but there's no table this time. No people, no Brunhilde, just grass. Off in the distance. I'll get you to roll perception for me.
Sure. $15.
15. You can see off in the distance a ram or a buffalo. Maybe you're not quite sure. It's a bit too far away. But off to the left-hand side in the tall grass, you can see these two glowing yellow eyes huddled in the grass, quiet, silent, unseen by the ram itself. And you hear in your voice in the back of your head, or it's on the wind, you're not quite sure. You can hear it, predator or prey. Predator or prey.
Erelon just looks, his hands still in that pose, and just watches for a moment as the eyes prowl through the tall grass towards the buffalo. He shuts his eyes for just a moment.
As you open them, you now have the view from the wolf. You can see that the buffalo is one of the stragglers, and it's just sitting there, doesn't know you're there. You begin to lope towards it.
$10.
That's not 100. 0000 is 100, isn't it?
I tried to see which one.
Are those two double zeros?
Two double zeros.
Yeah.
So that would be 90.
90?
No, it would be, sorry.
Oh,
It would be like 10.
this is representative of each polarity. So I'm going
Oh, good versus evil, and they're both zeros.
Very neutral
You are
ground
nothing.
today.
So evil.
Morally gray at this point.
Oopsies.
So, feeling that bloodlust within the wolf's form, the hunger, he lashes out and goes with the flow.
You lope towards the ram, faster and faster. The ram still doesn't see you, and just at the last second, on the far distant southern plain that you can see, there's a crack of lightning, purple and white. A crack of lightning. You can hear the boom of thunder just as you attack the ram. You get it in the neck, and you tear out the throat. The ram thrashes in your grasp, but eventually it dies and falls to the ground with loss of blood. You can feel the energy enter you. You can taste it on your teeth, on your lips, on your tongue, and you blink your eyes again. And when you open them again, you're Erelon. Your hands covered with blood. Ram below you, its throat gutted. You can feel the taste on your lips, the taste in your mouth. And you blink again, and there's another crash of lightning in the same spot, far in the south. And another massive boom of thunder, but it's so far away you don't understand how it could be so loud right now. And you blink again. Your hands still covered with blood. The ram is gone now, but the field of green is filled with mounds. Roll perception.
24.
24. As the lightning fades away, you can see that these mounds aren't mounds, they're bodies. You can see hundreds of bodies on the ground, most of them covered in green emerald armor. All of them, on the ground. You look at your hands, they're covered in blood. You can feel death upon your hands. The lightning flashes again. The mounds are gone, and in front of you is Shay. Her hand reached out, almost just for help, but you, with your perception of 24, you can see her eyes. They don't recognize you.
Shay. I'm not who you think I am. The bodies that littered this place, I will burn them to ash for what they've done to my family.
Her hands are still reached out for yours.
He turns away.
Lightning flashes again. Boom! Massive thunder. And it goes black. Galus, you are sitting in a room, folding clothes, looking out a window into blackness. You think this window would have some sort of picturesque scene behind it, but you're in a different place now. You've been here for about 7 years, doing this, raising your children. The door opens, and it's Amnavar. And she says, Emil, I've been told by Keldrin not to tell anybody what I've seen when working with the source, but I can't. I must show you something.
I walk over to her and take her in my arms.
And
she can tell me anything.
And it's a flash of cold. As soon as you touch her, it's a flash of cold. She puts her hands around you, and there's a flash of cold, and we go somewhere else.
She's my dark one, right?
Yes.
She is the daughter of that.
Daughter of darkness.
Dark baby.
And
Eagle baby.
you guys are, and you can see, now you can see Erlon. You can see Tanith. You can see Oros soldiers. You can see these ant people that you've seen before. You can see this other woman fighting alongside them that you're not familiar with. I think it's just you three. Everybody else is dead. You guys left. Okay. And you can see this.
You're not dead. You're somewhere.
I'm outie. Just
And-
hanging out.
You can also see Deximus. Deximus is also there.
Shout out to Neil,
That's right. Neil,
the real VM.
the financier
Yeah.
of Death Needs Dialogue.
Single-handedly.
Yeah.
Keeping us together.
He's actually a part of Death Needs Dialogue even more so now. He's a part of Out to Space. I go up to Halifax every now and then, and I'm recording another
One-shot?
another thing with those guys. No, not a one-shot. It's
Oh,
a
really?
full-blown campaign
Really?
of space. It's called Out to Space.
Cool.
Yeah, and there a few of my friends are out there, all my old college buddies. So
That's got to be a
you
blast
guys
for you.
think you're bad with the humor?
I think we're great with the humor.
I agree.
I'm hilarious.
You see these four, and you can also see these ant people, and they seem to be almost outnumbered, but they're fighting. Tanith is smashing through these ant soldiers. Erlon, you can see him fighting with this fervent aggression that you can pick up right off, that it's not like you've never seen him fight like this before.
You guys had a thing.
We had a thing.
And
Just a little bit.
You look surprised by that. Why do you look surprised
You
by
did
that?
it.
You're like, we
right.
did?
You bought my undergarments. Do you remember?
You birthed their children too, I think. Didn't you kind of?
Yeah, kind of.
it
I
was
was, I was there.
it was a
It
collective
was
thing.
yeah.
Team effort.
Yeah.
I think I was
I'm shocked by this.
I was the
segment.
pillow.
Yeah, you held her hand.
And
And he is covered in this green and purple blood from the soldier ants. Covered, his clothes are stained and tattered and worn. You know how he was about keeping his clothes clean and untattered in perfection, but they are not. They have been left to degrade.
I just stare at Shock and him and don't even really recognize.
As you see that, you can see the sword catch him in the rib, and go right through his belly, and he falls into the ground on his knees. The blade gets pulled out. One of the soldier ants grab him by his short hair and put the blade at his neck. And the same time, you can see this. Roll knowledge nature.
The popcorn can wait.
No, can't.
There's rolls to make. You gotta get out
You guys have a thing to roll on? Because I have this extra.
You have a sex job? Is that what you said?
No!
In case you're looking for something to roll with, we got a sex job over
Ooh,
here.
we got a 9. Am I adding anything to
A
that?
9.
Now's the great time to announce my OnlyFans.
Oh, there you go.
The real sponsor of today's episode.
Oh, God.
Not his mom's glasses.
These aren't my glasses.
Are these your glasses? And I just whip the dick out and put it right over your face.
It's your glasses. Jesus Christ.
Whack! What the fuck?
Arabian goggles for you, sir.
So sorry. Okay. Perception. I don't have any of my
Knowledge nature. It's going to be intelligence based.
Okay, so I have 10.
10. You don't know what this creature is, but it seems to be formed of rock and stone as it walks in, but you can see that its eyes are white and opaque, just blurred out, no pupils, no nothing, and it seems to walk with a lurch. And as Tanith is swinging up his axe to hit one of these soldier ants, it smashes Tanith in the back with this massive hammer that seems to be formed out of its hand itself.
Ow!
Tanith falls to the ground unconscious, face down. And the creature begins to pick Tanith up. Now, in this particular area,
They must be big.
you guys can see in the background that there's stalactites and stalagmites. Which one's coming up from the bottom?
Stalactites,
Mighty.
stalagmites, yeah, tights are always on the top and mites are on the bottom.
Tights are top, mites are bottom.
Yeah.
Hold tight,
Stalactites.
hold tight, stand might.
Interesting, because I was
Can-
always told stalactites come from the ceiling.
Stalagmites, stalactites, only case you got
stalagmites come
them.
from
Mites
the
are always
ground.
on
CG.
top and mites are on the bottom.
Only touched her.
Okay. So this large
Fancy bears.
rock creature picks Tanith up and begins to walk over to this stalagmite, walking ever so slowly, holding him above his head. Behind you, you guys can see as well this emerald armored woman, this long dark hair.
I think so.
With this long dark hair, she gets rushed by two of these soldiers and pinned to the ground as they're just holding their swords up above them in a motion. And off in the other distance, you can see Deximus. The same thing. He gets rushed by 5 or 6 all at the same time, and he falls to the ground, and they're just making this motion. But then out of the corner, in the darkness, you can see a glimmer of glass. And walking through this darkness into the openness where one of the many soldiers have cast light upon the area, you can make out Nani. She's holding the divining rod, and as soon as she comes out of the darkness, she sees this. She drops the divining rod. She grabs her great frying pan and runs towards this rock creature. You can see the great frying pan raised high above her head, and your back. The coldness goes away, the
I heard that
shivering of your body, and your daughter looks up at you with just tear in her eye, and she says, "I'm sorry, Emil."
What was that?
She tries to tell you, but she says, I can't tell you anymore.
You must tell me I'm your mother. Tell me right now.
Roll persuasion.
She get
Because
mom,
I'm your mother.
she get mom advantage.
Oh, that's a nat one.
Okay.
It's my daughter. I can't yell at her.
No, but she shakes her head, mouth closed, and she kind of drifts away from you and kind of backs up, opens the door, and she leaves.
He's so independent.
I just kind of stare back into the distance where I saw them and just hope that it was just some horrible dream she had had that wasn't true. But then I remember that she's never met these people. So,
That's right.
Well, I mean, technically,
yeah, on the way out.
Nani with you
Oh,
into
yeah.
the darkness.
You're with us.
Nani just looks
And-
like a cuddly grandma anyway, so don't
and
worry about it.
Would Nani have recently just been with me before I'd seen him there?
We're getting to that.
Okay, because I want to go look for you now.
As
Because
as you
Excuse me, but where did she go?
As you look out the window, Galus, into the nothingness that is Keldrin's domain, some time passes. And we cut to Nani. You can see her close the door on this inn or restaurant and put this big bony lock on it. And she puts her hands on her hips and she nods and she smiles. She waves to the two skeletons as they walk down the way in an alley, and she turns around. A nice skip in her beat, big smile on her face. She's walking by all these undead creatures, all these horrible, horrible things. But
face.
here, they live in harmony. A lich walks by and gives you a nod, and you continue on.
Hey, Brucey, how you doing?
Respect from a lich.
Good morning.
That's terrifying.
Calvin's got it.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, that makes more sense now.
And you begin your walk. It's about a half an hour walk, but time, you guys don't really notice how time passes down here.
300 years old.
It's different here, right?
Yeah, but
Because 7 years haven't passed up there, but
exactly.
7 have down here.
Only about
Right.
6 or 7 months have passed on
That's
the
why when you
future,
said
in
she
the
was
future,
7,
on the
I was
surface.
God's realm.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Nani, you're making your way down this road, this cobblestone road. Everything is dark and black, but you guys can see there are small, dim-lit torches that just light areas, and you walk up to this manse, and it's dark, and it's pristine, and it's got this old Gothic taste, high peaks, high points,
It's beautiful
and...
down here.
Is this Dermot's
For
place?
down here.
Sorry?
Is this Dermot's place?
Oh, he wishes. No, this is this is just a built manse that was, cleared for you guys specifically. And you walk in. You walk into the main room. You can hear, noises coming from the kitchen and the dining room. And you walk in there, and inside the kitchen, you can see a horde of skeletons cooking furiously. And you look, and they're doing it perfectly. Excellent job. You walk up. You say a few kind words to them.
Add a sprinkle of something here, sprinkle of something there.
They react.
Pick
They
something out of that one.
Take a hair out of that one.
there you go. They respond to you. They say thank you. Their jaws clacking, clack, 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 clack.
That's uncanny. Unnerving, that's the word.
And you walk into the dining room where,
Where the lights go out.
where Amnavar and Orin are sitting. Orin waves his hands, and there's already food on the table, but he's eaten a large perimeter in front of him, and he waves his hands, and food begins to grow again, and he begins to eat it some more.
Uncle
Orin,
Kenneth would be so proud.
he, as a 7-year-old child, he is about 6.5 feet tall and built like a
Very
truck.
proud.
I feel like we need Tanith. Can we pause?
And he rips this leg off of this goose and just almost cleans the whole, just like a cartoon, cleans the whole in his mouth and cleans it right off. And
he
then
has 2 kids.
from the stairs, these stairs that kind of ramp up and turn and go back up to the second floor, Galus comes down.
Fervently. She is like not wasting time getting down those stairs.
And you guys see
Nani,
each other.
Nani, are you here? Nani? Have you been here all day?
No, I just got in.
Trips on the bottom step. Pushes herself a little bit. She's frazzled, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean just got in? Where did you get in from? Did you see Erlon? Tanith? Tanith? Have you seen Tanith today?
I haven't. No.
She has a cold. It's cold down there. She hates being here. She's an elf of the woods.
It's dark
And she's in the underground, and she constantly has a cold and a runny nose.
No, I was at the inn.
Oh, yes. You go there often, don't you?
Every day. Are you okay?
You know that she's getting a little squirrely, like the old days.
There's definitely
You're
something.
acting awful lot like me today.
That's the benchmark right there.
That's never good fun.
I saw them, Nani. I saw Erlon and Tanith and some woman.
Some woman.
Where?
In a battle, on a battlefield, and then you appeared with your stick and the bright lights, and...
With my stick.
Yes, remember the stick we got out of the place where we got here, and...
When was the last time you slept?
That's not the point at the moment.
I don't sleep. I'm an elf. I trance.
That's right.
Gayla sleeps.
I think she's really good at it, actually. I think you might need a nap.
No, Amnivere. She showed me this battle. And they were all dying. And this thing picked up Tanith, and it was huge, because Tanith is huge. And Erlon was all covered in blood and looked angry and not like Erlon, and then you appeared, and then Amnivere let go, and it all disappeared, and she won't talk to me. You need to talk to her. Can you go talk to her, please? She grabs the table.
knocks over a bowl of something.
Why don't you go upstairs and lay down?
No,
And I'll bring you a bowl of soup.
We need to. Soup is good.
Mazel ball.
Soup
I
is
easily distract the shit.
Mazel ball.
No, we can't.
Delicious.
Soup, you say? Well,
She wipes her
I
nose
suppose
again,
it can wait a few minutes.
absently.
Amnavar stands up from the table. She eats like a bird. Barely
she's like her
anything.
mother.
She's sleek, pale skinned, and she walks over to you, Nani, and she gives you a big hug. Just, it's, she's definitely. Exactly. It's not uncommon, but there's something different in this hug. Something different, a little tighter, holds a little longer than normal, and then she looks at you in the face and there's a tear comes down from her eye and she says, "Thank you, Nani." And then she turns to Galus and she touches your hand and she says, I have to go for my lesson. And she puts her hood up.
Not today. You're staying home.
You should probably eat one.
Emil, I must go. Keldrin is waiting for
You
me.
know what? I've had it to hear with Keldrin. You can tell him I said that.
Had it here with the god death.
I birthed gods. I can say what I want.
I think they got there.
She
Trapped in this underground.
begins to move through the door, to the door.
I let her
Through the
go.
door.
I know she'd probably kill me if I tried to stop her. In a way that, every mother loves their child. But...
Orin looks up, a confused look on his face, looks at where his sister went and looks at you, Nani, and looks at his plate and continues to eat.
Just like his father.
This pleases me. I am pleased that this child is eating.
I'm going to follow Amnivere at the door. I've decided that I'm going to see what's happening in these lessons.
Follow her at
Sad.
the door.
Parent-teacher night.
The door shuts. As you begin to follow her, she stops and she turns around and she says, "Emil, you cannot come with me. These lessons are for me and for me alone. These are things that I don't want to be rude, but it's incomprehensible to those who aren't like me."
I am your mother. No, I would say that.
You know
But
what you have to do.
Why? I'm not leaving. Don't you even give me that idea.
She comes close to you and she says, "No, you are not the one that must leave."
Galus just kind of drops her eyes and nods and turns around reluctantly. Goes back to the manse.
You can hear a sniffle as you go to the door and then footsteps drifting away. Actually, you don't hear footsteps. One thing you don't hear from her is footsteps.
She's a ghost. I love her, but she's a ghost. Both emotionally and physically.
And then you open the door and knock Nani on her ass. Because she's at the door going,
All 4 feet of you.
"Huh?"
Nani, I fear this time. I fear our time has come to an end. You have to go save Erlon and Tana. And that damningly beautiful woman that's with them.
It's a reflection of self, really.
Jealousy does not become you, my dear.
Listen, I've aged.
We've all aged.
16 charisma. It's not bad.
300 years old, dude. Preaching to the
Wow, you
choir.
were the face of the party. She has 16 charisma?
Forehead.
I'm just good at talking.
I am everything.
Yeah, by the way, you're 307 years old now.
Now.
Yeah.
7 years. in this dark
Oh,
underground.
7 years ago.
Oh,
Vision does
God.
not sound any better.
No,
I had a dream.
probably not in the dark.
That's more appropriate. It is February.
Why do I have to go back?
There's a war, and
There's been a war. There's always war.
I know it's literally why we're alive or not. But we need to go. It's time. You've helped me raise these 2 children, and it's time.
But we've only just begun
I know,
raising them.
I know, but
Who is gonna feed him? She just points as he's shoveling
Galix-
more food. into
Galix
himself.
reluctantly agrees in her facial expressions. And send that one back to Tanith with you, but wait, can they go or do they have to stay here? We're here for the dark one. Well,
The dark one. Probably shouldn't call her the dark one.
she is. She knows it.
Emo child over there.
You would know that they are
Okay,
here
just
for their
talk about
protection,
that.
and still,
Oh,
at the
no.
even as adult and full grown as they look, they are still only 7 years old. Still naive to the ways of gods, and still naive to everything that the world can be, with them having that kind of power.
Just send Orin with Nani. Let Tanith raise him.
Bad idea. Guaranteed bad idea.
You didn't catch the dialogue while you were in the bathroom, but he eats
I
like
told him like
Tanith.
4 times that his Uncle Tanith would be proud of him. Because he was eating plate after plate of food.
Excellent.
And he was like 7 feet tall.
At 7 years
I'm
old.
still taller than he is, though.
I will miss you, Nani.
I didn't say I was going.
Well, I think you have to. I don't think we have a choice. It's not like we had a choice coming here.
I had a choice. I made a choice. To be here.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't
With
do
you.
For a set of business.
And with them.
Right.
And now you must go back to them. You must save them. You will be the one. It has been written in the stone.
Right, Kiki.
Remember who you are. Simba.
Should name my child Simba.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is?
I just watched that last night.
I'm
How do
not
we know
sure.
this has
Legitimately.
already happened?
I watched Shrek and I got these ones.
Just have a feeling.
I mean, we've trusted your feelings before, and they haven't always led us in the right direction.
It's fair. I mean, there was that time in the pond.
There was a pond. You drank a lot of tea.
Gayla smiles a little too hard to remember that. She may have had a drug problem.
Is there? How do we? Is there any other way to know?
I mean, you could call them. I'm sure there's a way to call around here, right?
I feel like cell phones aren't really a thing.
No, you
that
guys, you
have.
guys don't know the sending spell.
You need
I don't
message.
have my communication crystal, thank
You
you.
need to
So
be within
I
60
don't have
feet
my
for message.
communication
Oh, you
crystal.
do?
That's right.
Yeah. Or 120.
I think we just have to trust that Guinevere has it right. She hasn't had it wrong yet.
That is true. How will I find them?
Do you still have that stick?
You mean the stick?
It
Love that.
glows a little on the end.
And that's D&D. Oh,
Hold it right out of the
This
hammer's
stick-
face.
I mean, it's naughty. It was wrapped under,
How many, like,
tucked in a
years she's wearing?
satchel under one of her shawls.
Tied it
somewhere.
into her shawl so she wouldn't miss it. I have a feeling that divining rod will take you exactly where you're meant to be.
Did we ever find out what that divine rod actually did? Did we use it?
Yeah, you used it
kinda
to
set
get
it up.
out of Keldrin's realm of death. You were like, I just want to get out of here, so he gave you a divining rod.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I was thinking it was the log stick that we were following the logs. Anyway, yes,
I think I had that, but I lost it.
the log
that's right.
stick.
That was the small one, the,
Yeah.
the
That was
detector.
Right,
The,
right.
the
Yeah.
dank detector.
The dank detector.
The dank.
Yep.
It's a little when it gets a little Galus from those scars.
Okay.
Too bad those trees weren't wood.
I mean,
You could always come back if it's.
no, I can't.
No, you can't. But
I feel like if I go, I'm gone.
Galus nods.
But if I'm the only one that can save them, and you're sure I'm the only one who can save them? Not instilling confidence with that shrug.
Have I ever been sure of anything?
Maybe it wasn't that far away.
I'm sure on this one. Just time. Just time. Just give you a little push towards the door.
And it opens.
And it opens.
Yeah.
It's
And I
perfect.
stumble through it. With her
And
stick.
poof, you're in a battlefield. What piece of DM control here? Poof.
How the hell did I get here?
That stick?
Um,
Did she appear on the battlefield when she went through the door?
Have you grasped the stick? Said your goodbyes?
There's no time for goodbyes. We gotta go save their asses.
yeah, just go. Just go. Stick.
Stick.
Out the door. Looks back
Follow your
over her
stick.
shoulder. And then steps to the door.
The divining rod pulls you in a direction, away from the mass of buildings and towns and city that is Keldrin's domain, off into the blackness that is in the distance. And you follow it. And you walk into this blackness, and eventually it leads you to an opening inside the cavern wall. And you enter the cavern wall.
Had the way out this whole time.
Well, blocked by 10 million soldiers.
Okay.
But I don't see it.
Better now, though.
If I didn't turn around.
And
Stuff happened. It's fine.
then we fade away to another dark place. Rose and Vega, you guys are falling and tumbling through the darkness into this cavern, falling down and down, tumbling over one another. Now, it's not a straight drop. You're kind of falling down in this slant, and then you're falling down in another slant, and falling and falling.
Shit.
I don't like falling. Can I stop that now, please?
You can, because the ground is coming closer.
Oh, God.
And as you guys slide out, Vega, you are in the lead, just ahead of Rose as you're kind of rolling and tumbling, and you smash into this pile of rocks at this ledge. The rocks fall over, and you hold yourself on the ledge, but then Rose smashes into you, and you both go over the ledge. The rocks fall down. You guys both fall about 30 to 40 feet, crashing down into this flat plain. And
Rocks fall, no dice.
and you can hear, well, it ain't polite to drop in on somebody uninvited.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Oh, I don't know him.
Long story.
No, you don't.
Damn it.
They know each other,
Got
right?
really excited.
Vega and Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been in prison with each other for months.
But he also killed her brother-in-law,
But I don't know that.
I killed your husband.
which is her brother-in-law.
Jeez, you
Rose
all
is
have
my
multiple
sister.
characters?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Rose's Gale was his sister, though.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know that he killed.
Oh right, you were off gallivanting with that drunk man.
Yeah.
I forgot you were a hoe.
I got rich.
She is a hole.
Party girl.
And then you got rich.
And then I got rich because my sister died or disappeared. Whatever.
Okay,
You know,
she's dead.
My brother-in-law got stabbed.
And then poor, and then captured.
And then you're stuck with the
and
draft.
forced to dance for money.
But not really getting paid for
But
it.
no money.
Yeah, but no money, yeah.
Food, sustenance, enough to survive.
You guys can see, Vega, you wipe the dust away from your eyes, Rose, you as well, and you can see that there's this fire pit that has been dashed away. It's darkness again, but a torch lights up. You guys can see this strong man, a scar on his face, kind of walking with a limp. He walks over to the side and he picks up this bird. It looks like this cooking bird, and it's covered in dust and rock and stone. It's all stuck to it, the grease just making everything stick to it, and he says, well, you hungry? And he kind of tears the skin open where there's all the flesh on the inside and puts it where the fire pit was. And he sits down.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And he says, where the hell are you two coming from?
Goblins up there. Shit happened. Pain. Ow. Falling.
Well, it ain't too much better down here.
Where did you
I'm not in a
come
cage.
Ask him his name. Ask him his
from? Where did you come from?
I fell down here too. I was up there fighting with my friends, and he kind of looks at the ground, and he says, I don't know, I think I'm the only one left. But
Thinks we're all dead.
thinks you're all dead.
To be fair, it's a fair assumption.
Who are you?
I'm Frank Goldengray. Nice to meet you. And he holds out this bird in his hand. It's this big goose. You guys don't see them, but they're the same geese that were up in the shears, the ones that were that lived on the underledges.
Big fucking goose thing?
Big fucking
The
goose
other
thing.
ones.
And he
terrible.
and he holds it out to you.
I'd rip a leg off and just start. Not even getting up from the crumpled heap I am, and just gonna start eating it.
Thanks.
Just round and round it goes.
What's-
This meat gets stripped off the bone.
What's your name?
Rose.
What about you?
Vega, nice to meet you.
His vision kind of holds on you for just a few moments too long because of what you are, you would assume.
Yeah, ignore this long story. I don't like them.
So, well, it looks like
what
we're
are
all...
you?
I'm a drow. Dark elf.
Can I ask a
Oh,
question?
yeah.
Yes.
Would Rose and Galus look enough alike that Frank might?
That's good. I'm gonna roll that.
Let the dice decide.
Perception for Frank. I don't have any of his skills written down because he was just an
What?
NPC.
Is this the same Frank that I'm thinking of?
Frank
or-
is an NPC that Heidi and I fell in love with and decided that he wasn't allowed to die.
And I felt it was fun to play him,
Yeah.
and I wanted to continue playing him, so I brought him to OCD.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And he has
You're
a gun.
welcome.
And he has a gun instead of a longsword.
2 guns, technically
Okay, so
3.
let's see. His wisdom is going to be that, and perception. I'll give him proficiency with it. So that's going to be a 19. That's going to be a 21, actually. He kind
You
of
look identical. That.
he kind of looks at you and he says, have I seen you before?"
I don't think so.
"No, I swear I've seen you before. You look a lot like maybe you just look like a friend of mine."
I mean, have you ever heard of the Garden of Eden?
No, never heard about that before.
Then no.
Advertising your
I don't
band.
think so. Well, I was famous, so I
Yeah.
feel like maybe.
Come on, Frank. Use some brain power here.
That's funny.
That
I mean,
Frank
he's not
doesn't
really
have- Frank
known
doesn't have
for
that.
being.
I know,
brave.
but
Well, we're kind of stuck down here for now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been making my way from back there, but it just seems like endless cavern. You're the first folk I've seen in months.
And what happened to your friends?
They, well,
Died in battle?
we were up in the shears in the main city. It was amazing. This place was huge. You should have seen it, but it got destroyed. Del Ron came down and he made his presence known.
Don't wrong.
Why don't y'all have a seat? I'm about to get some rest, and then we'll go off in the morning. Running with 3 is better than running with 1.
Rest is good. Have you? So we're the only people down here. Do you think?
The only ones I've seen yet.
That's the end.
Should somebody keep watch?
I've been here sleeping every night. Nothing's been coming after me. Except this goose here that snuck up on me one day, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of geese. Did you
to
taste
be
good?
fair, it's pretty good.
Yeah, tastes pretty good.
Well, you know, back when I used to do this a lot. I had kids back in Del Ron, so you know, I gotta know how to cook something, and keep them happy. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, you need Frank kids. Why are you surprised Frank kids? You need Frank kids. I need Frank kids. I mean, I.
I don't think Galus did that.
Anyway.
And
But Galus isn't here, so just.
as he sparks up the fire one more time,
Yeah, sorry about
we fade away. We fade away.
I'll just hear that dum 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 music from like drift away. Every time we fade away, I'm like bum, 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 bum.
Nimble,
Yes.
I will get you to roll your stats
Hooray.
for us.
Yeah, you will.
I am terrified.
You should be. We run hardcore.
Okay.
Last name
Oh, I
Nimble.
just dropped that on
That's
that.
good luck.
I'm gonna keep that though, because it's a 6.
Nimble.
So 6, 3, and 3 would be 12 for
Good
my
math,
first
good math.
one.
See
Now I will rescue you.
how I'm positioning Frank here?
I love it.
You keep waiting. Just
Oh,
wait.
I love all
Just
of
wait.
this. I'm just amazed every time.
Well, that's not bad. That's a 13.
Meeting him and Zach.
So far
Like every
average.
time they tell a story, I'm just like,
Give me some good numbers, please.
I wanna-
Give me an
I can't twist
18.
things like
You're
that.
not allowed.
No.
Even if you don't get good stats, there's ways to get stat bonuses.
That's
Based
a
on
9.
Wishing it from the gods, all that fun stuff. So don't worry if you get roll
Yeah,
poor
if you,
stats.
just make an altar to
There we
the
go.
old gods.
Nope, that's bad.
Happens, right?
That's 10.
Some stones and some junk.
That's
Throw
average.
some
This is
garbage,
not
some
negative.
pocket change and stuff on the ground and make a sacrifice to this.
For freak's sake. That's 11. Finally, 15.
Good.
Yeah, this
That's
is
something.
4. Got 3 left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. What are you
Oh,
talking
fuck,
about?
it's 6?
Yeah, that's 12, 13, 9, 10, 11, 15.
We
is
do,
what I've
we do
rolled.
7
Seven.
sets.
Yeah, so that's 6, so I have one more roll left.
Are you sure?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, shit.
I haven't been rolling very well because the dice apparently fucking hate me.
6, 5, and
6, 5, and 3, which would
Okay.
be a total of 14. So, okay, I have a couple higher step, but I'm not super happy about it. I wish it was better than
That's the
that.
way the cookie crumbles, my friend.
Well, yeah, the minimum that you, yeah, no, you're doing all right. Like I
Yeah, I mean, I have no negatives, so I'm not going to
I'm pretty sure
complain.
Zach had a few
I
negatives
had
in there.
a negative in strength and constitution, so
I'm a paladin with a negative in religion.
Gonna be a 17.
I know there's one religion and it's
It's
warfare.
mine.
And it's mine.
all right, Nimble, give me your stats, top down, strength all the way down.
Just give me 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm
whenever you're ready. There.
calculating them.
he's got to adjust for the race too.
Calculation.
I'll be
Sorry?
doing that.
He has to adjust for the race too because he's got to add his bonuses from
Bingo.
his race.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, all right. So starting at strength is plus 0.
All right, we got a 10. No,
10.
Give me the straight numbers.
Oh, sure. So it's strength 10,
Dex.
dexterity 17,
Good.
70.
7. That'd be great. 13 con,
Okay.
11 intelligence,
Yep.
12 whiz, 15 charisma.
Okay. So you got your dex anyway, so that's good.
Yeah.
One really good stat is all you really need to be unique as a character.
Thank you.
I was kind of hoping for a higher charisma, but all right.
And Nani, while we're on it, oh no, so while we're at it, I need you to roll. Oh, your hit points is level 1, so you're just gonna have plus your
Your
con,
max.
so it's gonna be a 9 HP. And as a tabaxi, what's your speed?
My speed is 30 feet.
Okay, but you just have a thing where you can do a lunge or something?
I can do, it's called feline agility. I
Yeah.
can double my speed, and then I can move regular speed until I take no speed movement in one turn. So
Okay,
basically,
perfect.
I can do it once, and then I have to stop moving completely for one full turn before I can do it again.
Sounds good. Okay, good.
So where was he? Oh, good. Yes. Yeah, oh, whatever.
Oh, and I forgot to add, because I have it on your sheet here, there was a name signed on that scroll. And it was Fira.
Yeah,
That's my Harry Potter poster.
understandable. I know who that is.
That's
I marked it
right,
down
that was
just in
really
case.
Bad. And I was like, it's gotta be better.
Perfect. Okay.
Max
So,
HP is 9, by the way. I'm not sure if you need that.
got it.
Blistering, I have 9.
So,
I do
Nimble.
feel like a wizard. Squishy. Okay.
So, Nimble, you are searching around the area for the remnants of your tribe. Now, you stay clear of this hole because there are never less than 5 or 6 of these soldier ants at a time. So you're dodging out from being seen from them and hiding from them when you can. But for the most part, staying away from that mound, you don't see them. They seem to be local to that particular area. But one particular day, you hear it first. I'll get you roll perception, actually. Maybe they sneak up on you.
Got it. Perception is 16 plus wisdom plus... So that's 19.
Perfect. Okay, so you hear them before you see them, and you first hear on the wind this peal from something metal. Is it? Maybe it's a scrape on something. You're not quite sure at first, but after a few seconds, it gets closer, and it sounds like an instrument. Somebody's playing music, and there's another one, but it's a sad song. It's like a dirge almost.
Okay.
As it gets closer, and you can hear these other sounds.
I'm going to go ahead and hide in any nearby foliage or just...
Of course, roll stealth for me.
You got it.
I love the word foliage. I don't know why, but it makes me just feel content.
So sit in the foliage for a while.
So that's a dirty 20.
Very nice. Okay, so you are well hidden amongst rocks and ridges around here, and you got in a position where the rubble has kind of fallen down and left a tiny gap right underneath, so you can get right down in your belly and see the whole opening right around the next ridge.
Okay.
And what comes around the ridge, you hear the instruments play. Nobody's singing, it's just instruments playing this low, sad dirge, and you can hear the wheels of this wagon, and you can hear clops of horse feet. Actually, let's make them goats. Big mountain goats.
What was Wilma's goat's name?
Sorry?
Remember Wilma had a goat? What was Wilma's
I don't think you named
Doesn't
it.
matter. Kale's gonna kill it.
No, it was Zach's name.
As I usually do.
No, Kale kill all my goats.
I do kill animals a lot.
I don't remember. Passive wisdom, that's 8 plus proficiency if you're proficient with perception. And
it's
passive wisdom is 10 plus any relevant modifiers for
Yeah,
perception.
so it could be your passive.
so
if
10 plus 1 plus my proficiency, because I'm proficient in it, would be 13. Perfect.
Yeah.
Not like we ever use it, but
No, it might come into
plus
play, but
I'm filling out all
it's
this
very
stuff now.
circumstantial when in my particular games.
Yeah,
I always like you guys to roll because it's fun that way. That's we're here to roll dice, right? Okay.
Nope, not at
so
all.
you hear this clopping of hooves and the ticking of the wheels, and as it comes around, you can see this wagon. There are two of them, one behind the other. And they're brightly colored in reds and greens and yellows, all very brightly colored. All the people on them are very brightly colored, but they don't seem to be really full. There seems to be a wagon rider and only 2 or 3 people on the first one. And on the second one, one wagon rider with only another maybe 4 or 5. And you can see halflings, 2 halflings that really stick out. And the rest of them are taller. They have these white blouses on. The men have these white blouses on and these brown or black pants. And the women are dressed in petticoats, all different colors, and dresses and blouses slashed with all sorts of different colors. Jewelry of all different colors, not gold or silver, but precious stones mainly, and not even necessarily precious, just ones that look good, like opals and lapis lazuli, stuff like that, things that can be found and shaped by the common person. And they begin to roll by.
I don't know who these guys are. Maybe Vistani, right?
You already have a dice of inspiration.
He knows too much.
You want to whisper it to me so I can get it?
Roll, you've been around the block. I'll get you to roll, what that's going to be. Roll history.
Roll history.
What did you say they were called?
The Vistani. They're from the Curse of Strahd campaign, and I fell in love
That would
with
be
them.
14.
All right, 14.
They had a fair at the beginning.
That's
Yeah,
right, they
yeah,
did.
we-
That's right,
we
that's
met.
right.
I wasn't there, but I remember hearing it when I listened to the first episodes. I
They're-
wasn't here for the
They are
first
my favorite of
like
any type of NPC. The tobacco
Gypsies,
gypsies,
yeah.
exactly. They're gypsies, yeah, exactly.
No, wrong and gypsy. You're
And
okay.
you could see these downtrodden looks on their faces. And what did you roll history?
14.
14. You would recognize Vistani when you see them. You could see them a mile away just from their colors and the look of their instruments. But and they're always usually happy to greet people, happy to trade.
Right.
But they have these solemn looks on their faces.
Can I roll insight to see if they're hostile in any way?
Of course.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and do that. And that's my first bad roll. That's a 9 plus insight is Okay, so it's a 12.
That's not that bad. You know from previous encounters that they're rarely hostile, but they seem guarded. They seem guarded, and they're usually in flocks of people. Like they fit 10 or 12 people onto a wagon,
Right.
And they travel. They're a nomadic race, and there only seems to be about 8 to 10 of them between both wagons, and the wagons look like they've been damaged, like they're damaged to a point that you can hear the ticking in the wheel. You know that wheel is going to give out soon. You know that you've heard that ticking before. It's something with the axle and the gears in the back, and they move on, and they don't see you. Okay. You can see these 2 halflings in the back one, both looking on, and same kind of look, solemn look, and there only seems to be 2 of them, a mother and a son, presumably, from what you can see. One is embracing the other. Okay. They go up the road, and shortly after you spotted them, you can hear it stop.
All right, so in stealth, I'd like to advance and try to get closer to them.
Roll your stealth over. It's all right. No, you did very good with your stealth. We're just going to roll it over.
Okay.
And you approach them. You get on a particular ledge, and you can look down, and they're breaking camp. They're breaking out food. They're starting a fire. They kind of roll the wagons into a certain area where there's a ledge so they can have protection from whatever might come.
Right.
You can then hear just it's almost like a funeral dirge, almost. You can hear it kind of change to a different song as they begin to break camp, and then the day begins to move on. Do you just sit and do you watch?
I'll watch them a little longer just to see if I can notice any kind of tomfoolery going on.
Okay, it doesn't seem to be like that, but the smell from the cook pot is amazing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You haven't
I am
eaten,
very food motivated. I am that kind of cat.
Oh, perfect. All right, Garfield, here we go. It's not lasagna, but no, the food, it smells great with this wonderful mix of spices, sage, rosemary. Is that what's that expensive one we had in early in the game?
Saffron.
Oh, saffron.
A little bit of saffron hits the air too.
Yeah, smelling that, I instantly go, I'm very hungry. I'm going to go and see if I can take some food off these people and just to make sure that everything's okay. Not like steal or anything, just advance to them. And
you advance, and as soon as you come into the area, they've lit torches. It's dark now. They have a campfire, and there's some torches lit on the wagons. And they see you. The funeral dirge stops, and the Vistani quickly share a look with each other, and you can see the 2 halflings kind of huddle even closer to the fire. The mother takes the other one in her arms, and one of the Vistani comes out, and he says, "Greetings, friend. Friend or foe?"
I'm a friend. I'm here just traveling the world, trying to become a great swordsman.
Well met. He takes, you see his hand is underneath his cloak, holding something, presumably, and it comes out empty. He gestures towards the fire. "Share our fire."
Thank you, sir. And he approaches and sits down next to the fire and admits to them, look, I've been following you for a little bit. I was a little wary of you guys down the road. I wasn't sure what was going on. What seems to be happening? What's going on? I can hear funeral music. Is everything okay?
It is. These are times to be wary. We were caught unawares of a great shake in the earth. It swallowed up 2 of our wagons, and unfortunately, most of my tribe has not survived.
Oh, goodness.
He reaches his hand towards you, and he says, "My name is Gerald."
Hello, Gerald.
Gerald LaRopa.
Just call me Nim. My name is silly.
So he gestures towards the fire, and you all sit. They begin out sharing food, and they tell you of the intricate details of what has happened. There was a landslide that took the 2 wagons over one ridge, taking half of their party, and the rest went to flee for cover, but they just did not survive.
Right.
Elise, she speaks up, and she nods at you, and she says, "My name's Elise," and she taps the head of a small child. This is Morris. We, our town was taken by a landslide. No more dice of inspiration for you. our
Just light bulbs, light bulbs, light bulbs.
She says, my town was taken by a landslide. There was nothing left when we parted ways, and I found these very kind Vistani folk. They decided to give us a lift.
I'm glad they're doing that, but you're gonna have to look at that wagon over there. He points to the one that had the obvious flaw, and like that's about to break, like almost instantly about to break. So I'm saying this loud enough to hopefully have the whole group here. Is there any way that we can repair that?
The Vistani grimace and look at each other, and they say, "Our father was taken by the slide. He's truly the one to maintain the wagons."
I see.
Do you have any?
I can certainly try. I cannot guarantee anything.
Morris walks over to you and kind of reaches out to your hand, and it looks like he's never seen a tabaxi before, and then you hear Elise, and she says, "Morris!"
He's gonna pet you.
I do like pets. You can touch if you need to.
And he does. He touches your forearm and just rubs it a little bit, and he looks over at
I am
Elise.
furry. I'm a cat person.
He's a Khajiit.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's weird. You got a cuz.
He looks over at his mother, Elise, and with this big smile on his face, and a small tear comes to her eye. She hasn't seen him smile in a long time after they've lost much of their family and parted ways from most of their community. I feel bad. And they say,
You should. You should feel bad.
You fill me in. I feel like I'm missing something.
Remember?
"Nope,
Nope, I can't.
nope, wait."
I remember too
at
much.
least, I think.
I remember
Yeah?
too much.
I remember too much. I'm like an elephant for this campaign.
we
I'm sorry, Kale.
son, right?
That's then you know exactly who it is. Then yes.
Okay, but I don't remember a landslide.
Sorry.
I don't remember a landslide though.
Oh, this happened. When the earthquake hit the Tabaxi. It caused a landslide. It was a big environmental event.
So it wasn't just one area.
Oh, so Elise kind of comes over and sits next to you, and she says, "I've known a few Tabaxi to come by and sell and trade with us. Where are the rest of you?"
Oh, I'm on my own. My whole clan seems to have been either wiped out or have left the area we used to live in. I'm no salesman though. I'm traveling the world. I need to make sure that I'm the strongest man alive.
Okay. She, you can see her open her mouth, and her hands go up to her mouth to cover it, and she says, I'm sorry to hear about your family."
Unfortunately, I'm not related to most of them. I didn't like most of them, to be honest with you. I cared about like one or two. She left me a note, so I know she's okay.
You can't choose your family.
I can't, but I can ignore most of them.
Was it a suicide note or like?
The rest of the Vistani kind of share a look and a giggle at that, and they say, "We're headed to the coast. If you want to come with us, there's plenty of room."
I'd be more than happy to join you on your trek. I need to get somewhere else. I've got to start searching for them. The one person that I care about was the one who left me the note. I need to figure this out.
He says, "We'll do our best to get you there, help you with what we can, but we're going to meet another tribe down at the coast, and I honestly don't know where we're going from there."
Certainly. We'll see what we can find. Worst comes to worst, if I need to part ways with you, then that's what will happen. And I can at least provide you some decent protection.
And you guys, you end up fixing the wagon, eating food, and spending the night with them. And we fade out again. We go to another dark place, a lot of dark places. And it's from the point of view of the ground, looking up. And you can hear this. And in the vision, it's not all the same colors that you would imagine seeing. It's more grays and vivid kind of smells. Like you can see the smell of something. And you can see Nani walk by, holding this divining rod, walking through this small cavern. And you can see whatever it is kind of back up into the wall as she goes by, and then it comes out again. Roll perception, Nani.
Naughty perception.
Decapitation.
Decapitation is what you just said?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Kale. I remember too much.
That's okay. No, it's good. It's good to remember. It's good to remember.
Move it down onto the actual couch.
It's very important.
You and Heidi can share that one, and then there you go.
That's a 9.
There you
What are we doing? Perception?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is a solid 11.
Okay, well, DC 10, you could catch just the drift of dank in the air as you pass this particular corridor. You look around, you look at your head height, you look behind you, look in front of you, you can't see anything. But you keep walking. And the view doesn't change. The view seems to be following Nani as Nani walks on and walks on and walks on in this darkness. And we fade away again. After weeks of traveling, Rose and Vega and Frank walk out of a cavern into the light. The sun is high in the sky, it's warm out, it's beautiful. It's gotta be early spring. You guys have been underground for a long time, captured for a long time. It must be spring, maybe going on summer. And you can smell salt in the air. You can smell things decaying, low tide. You can smell this. And as you look out, as this small cavern on this rocky part of a beach you guys exit, you can see the water. And you can look off to your left and you can see seagulls in the sky. Whole flocks of them, maybe 10 or 15 kilometers up the shoreline. You look the other way and it's just shoreline as far as the eye can see. You guys walk up the shoreline to this town. And as you enter this town, there's a large sign that says Brell's Foot. You guys roll knowledge history. Roll some history for me.
I don't have any stats for
Rose doesn't have stats.
You don't have stats. Add a 5 to it.
24.
24. You are quite familiar with this area. You toured through here one time with the Garden of Eden. Brell's Foot was a really shitty town, though. Not many people liked elves, so you didn't get a lot of traction. So you quickly left and moved on down to Cardron's Knee and into Cecil's Cock. Cecil's Cock was a booming town. A booming town.
Right to the knee to the cock. Traveling
Favorite
up.
place to be.
But you guys enter this town of Brell's Foot, and you walk up right on the dock, and you can see there's boats lined up. The water is still and quiet. There's people running around the town, talking, doing business, and Frank kind of stands up and looks at the ships, and he says, "Well, I think it's time I went home. I'm going to get on a ship and head back to Delron. You folk are welcome to join me, but I got to go home. I got to go find somebody."
Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. My name is Deximus Orson, and this has been Depths of Felthan, Season 2, Episode 1, The Waking of Ner'Ille, Part A.